If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. Hello, House on the Road subscribers and followers. I got a message on Facebook from a lady named Kathleen. She said, I want to thank you for your honesty. She said she had been taken in by larger YouTubers, went out and did her 3-month test run and realized that it just wasn't a lifestyle for her. And being a single lady, she had to stay at campsites, so she felt more protected, even though she wanted to be alone. She now says that she wished she could get a smaller camper, but can't afford it because I guess she has everything invested. Said that now she enjoys sitting out in her yard next to her camper, makes her feel like she's camping. And then she says, and I really like this message. She says, if you're young, she really encourages folks to, get a house, pay it off in a low tax rate area. That way you have some financial future. I get comments like this a lot. And first of all, I want to thank everybody who they appreciate my honesty. Try to give you the information the way I see it without sugarcoating it or anything. This is what it is. This is the lifestyle. And a lot of people call that negative. I feel like it's just what it is. Anyway, I get a lot of comments like this where they say that they were taken in by the larger YouTubers. On the other hand, when I make videos like this, I get a lot of people who say, well, it's not YouTube's fault or anybody on YouTube's fault that they came out here and realized they didn't like it and they got in trouble or anything like that. I just kind of disagree with that. And I've said this a lot. I've said that, I used to be a manager of an organization. And it's my responsibility to make sure that things go well. But I also have to take the advice of the folks who work for me. So if I would get a new customer and the customer would say, can you do this project? And I would think, well, I think we can. So then I go out and ask all my employees, can you do this? Do we have the equipment to do this? Is there anything we need to buy? Any resources we need? And they said, no, we got it all. Don't worry about it. And then I go to the next person and they say the same thing. Oh, yeah, we can do it. We got this, and I got the education to do this and this and that. And so you go back to the customer, this new potential customer, and say, yeah, we can do this job. So they give us the project, and we try to do it, and we can't do it. This has happened in my experience before. I've seen this happen. So if this can happen in an organization where the manager is trying to do the responsible thing and trying to collect all the information and does all the pre-work and the research and all the studying, and everybody comes back and says it's okay, we can do it, then they go out and do it and realize we can't do it. Well, yes, it's the manager's fault. I get it. But it's definitely the folks who said they could do it. And then you have to question, did they lie to me? Or did they not understand the question? Well, if we take this same principle and we go and apply it to the folks who are wanting to try the RV lifestyle, and they go and they try to do all the research. I mean, everybody says it. If you want to fix something, a generator, anything, your water heater, you go on YouTube and you watch an instructional video on how to do it. So you think you want to be a full-time RV nomad, and so you go and you watch all the instructional videos, and you see this really nice guy on YouTube, and he's really charismatic, seems very honest, and you start watching him, and he tells you, yes, you can do this, and he seems to have the answer for everything. How do I go to the bathroom? Well, you can use a bucket, you double bag it, and you can throw it away just like you do your dog waste. Oh, well, that makes sense. Well, how do I take a shower? Well, you get a wet wipe and you clean up and it's perfect. It works every time. Oh, well, that's interesting. How do I cook food? Well, you get a little stove off of my Amazon account and you can cook food right in your van. Oh, well, that makes sense. I can do that. How do I do dishes? Well, you get a spray bottle and you spray your dishes and you wipe it out with a paper towel. Oh, I can do that. Well, is there any downsides to this life? And I have heard these YouTubers say it. No, the upside outweighs the downside, so there's no reason to even talk about the downside. Oh, okay, well, I'm going to go out and buy a camper now. All right, go out and buy a camper and meet me in my tribe. And we can even have caravans together. And it's like, yeah. So it's just like watching the video on how to repair something. They showed you how to repair it. You repaired it, and it's like, yeah, it worked. So they come out and they realize, wow. Oh my, what did I do? How do I get back? What they fail to tell you is, you know, going to the bathroom in a bucket, there is nothing glamorous about it. It's just there's nothing glamorous about it. Carrying around your bag of you know, waste. I don't like picking up dog waste either. I think it's disgusting, especially the bigger dogs. It's like, ah! Well, think about it. Now you got this, your own, and you're carrying it out to the trash can. If you're out city dwelling, it's even worse. Clean it up with wet wipes. You will use a package of wet wipes trying to get clean. Most ineffective cost way of keeping clean. It's terrible. I've tried it during the last winter when it was so cold and I didn't want to turn on the water. It was just terrible. Using a propane stove inside your camper. Well, okay, yeah, you can do that, and Carolyn does it quite frequently. But when it's 90 degrees outside and you turn that propane furnace on, you can't go outside because it's either raining or it's real windy. And people don't talk about that. When it's windy, those propane stoves seem to not work as well because the flame seems to cool things off. So you do it in your camper, and now it's like 130 or 150 in your camper. You got the fans running, you're doing everything you can. So if you think I can cook my camper, and then you actually cook in your camper, and it's like, oh, I can't. Doing dishes, spraying it off, wiping it with paper towels. Well, I mean, you're going to use $1,000 in paper towels, plus you got all that trash now that you got to go get rid of or burn. And if you're in the West, there's all kinds of burn bans, so you're not going to burn them. But in reality, you're going to use a gallon of water a day doing dishes. That's this way my experience was. So if all the information you're getting on YouTube is all great and there's no downsides to it, well, you might make a bad decision. The reason I started talking about the realities of the lifestyle instead of just showing you the beautiful scenery all the time, I met a couple and they were retirement age and they were living off Social Security and food stamps. And they came out here because they were convinced by YouTube that they could save a bunch of money and then get back into a brick and stick. And that was their whole mindset. It didn't get any better because then their costs went up. They couldn't afford a generator, so they was always running their vehicle to charge their batteries. And they hated it. I mean, they absolutely hated it. And that was the day that I realized that I had a responsibility to the viewers to talk about the realities. Thanks for watching. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.